Hey guys, Sentai Seiya here with CollectionDX, bringing you another review in the Jyuden Sentai Kyoryuger line. And today we're going to be checking out Parasagun. And now Parasagun, like the other toys in this line, comes with its battery. On the back of the battery you have Parasagun's name. And on the front you have a picture of the dinosaur that Parasagun represents. And there's a little button on the top that allows you to flip the panel inside of the battery. And this is the battery in dormant mode. And that's when the battery is ready to be used. You know, usually the Kyoryuger go brave in and then they flip the panel and they use the battery for either their mechas or for their weapons to do various things, attacks, transform, summon the mecha, and whatnot. Also, like the other batteries for the toys in this line, you can shove it into Gabutira's mouth to have it read the battery. And also the battery interacts with the dinosaur mecha. So in this case, like the other dinosaurs, you have to put it in its mouth. And like the other arm mecha in this line, there's a button on the bottom which releases the back panel inside of the chamber, which will allow you to push the battery all the way in. So we press that to allow it to slide in. And then with Parasagun, the battery does this. It splits open the tail to reveal a pretty cool railgun. And so the gun on the back of Parasagun's tail actually ties in with the name of the mecha. Now the gun at the end of Parasagun is spelled G-U-N, which would lead you to believe that it means a gun in the sense of the English word gun. But actually it's a Japanese onomatopoeia for the sound the gun makes. So basically the Japanese equivalent of bang. And that's where the gun comes into play. Not gun for gun, but gun for bang. And so the other part of the mecha's name is derived from the name of the dinosaur that this mecha is based off. And that is the Parasaurolophus. And I apologize if I butchered that. So the name of the dinosaur means near-crested lizard. And now another neat thing about the name of it, kind of the play on words, is the fact that you actually do get a gun on the crest of the dinosaur for a little extra bang. And so my one real major complaint with the design of this mecha is the fact that it reuses a lot of the same parts from Zaktor. See? The body, the top of the legs, top of the arms are all pretty much recycled. Each mecha has a different tail, head, forearms, and legs, but other than that, it's pretty similar in design. But all around, a really good design, really good job. Looks cool, as this dinosaur should. The cool gun at the end. Definitely the better of the two designs. Another reason why I like this mecha over the other arm mechas is because they all have the hand underneath of the mecha. And this is done because obviously they couldn't make it where the hand is hidden, because that would basically interfere with either the tail gimmick or the chamber inside of the dinosaur where the battery goes in. So obviously you have to have the hand present on the dinosaur. But being that Parasagun is Kyoryu Black's mecha, it's a black dinosaur, so the black hand underneath fits in with the design, camouflages the fact that he's got a big old hand underneath. Almost can't really notice it. One thing I do hate about these hands is the fact that the thumb is in the middle of the hand, not on top of the hand where it really should be. And this is done because the mechas, again, share bodies. So instead of designing different bodies with the thumb in the correct spot, you have the thumb in the middle, so the body can be reused without having to change it much. So as for articulation, you're going to get the same articulation that you get with Zaktor. Obviously, like I mentioned, same body, so you should expect the same articulation. You can move the legs around at the hip. You can also move the bottom part at the knee, and then the arms. You can move them around quite a bit, not all the way, because this piece that attaches to the body of Gabutira gets in the way of allowing the shoulder to rotate all the way. And also you can move the forearm at the elbow. And now that we've seen the articulation of Parasagun, we can basically get him ready to become part of the Kyoryujin. And the cool thing about him is that him along with Zaktor combining with Gabtira formed the Kyoryujin Western. So that's the combination that we're going to do right now. So let's get this guy ready. Pretty simple, straightforward, and basically the same as Zaktor's transformation. So let's get the Kyoryujin ready to play those sounds when we attach the arms to the body of the mecha. So there we have the Kyoryujin Western. It's got a claw on its left hand and a railgun on the right hand. Now, nothing about this design really screams Western at all. How a claw fits into a Western theme, I don't know. The gun, I mean, they had guns during the Wild West, but a railgun doesn't quite fit into that timeline. So it would have made more sense if they had, let's say, a 6-shooter or maybe an old carbine or an old Winchester rifle looking type weapon on the arm. Instead we get this cool looking railgun, but really the overall attachments to this don't speak to the fact that this is called the Kyoryujin Western. It's a cool combination, probably misnamed. They probably decided that this combination needed its own theme and its own name, and that's why they call it the Western. It only moves because of the fact that Gabtira's shoulder allows it to move upwards. There's really no other gimmick for this toy. Kind of would have been neat maybe if the red part of the gun shot out missiles. That would have been cool. But I guess it's really all up to the imagination of the kids on this one. There's no actual play value other than imagining the Kyoryujin Western fighting off some of the monsters in the show. So as you can see, the arm attachment created by Parasagun is actually very long. There's not much clearance between the bottom of the gun and wherever the Kyoryujin is standing on. And if you split the legs apart, there's even less. I know in the show the arms are actually a little bit shorter. Not quite as long as this, almost dragging the gun on the ground. So in that essence, it's a little out of scale with the way it's done in the show. And so earlier I mentioned that Parasagun has a short neck, and so does Zaktor. And while this may not be accurate to the dinosaurs they represent, it makes sense that they were designed with shorter necks, because if they had longer necks, Parasagun's gun would be actually dragging on the ground, and it wouldn't really work too well. So I guess that's probably why they decided to go that route, sacrifice some of the accuracy to the dinosaur design to allow the Kyoryujin to form kind of proportionately. I mean, I guess not really that great of proportions, considering it's not really in line with the way it is in the show. The arms are longer than they should be. So the final function that the battery for Parasagun has is that it elicits the special attack from Gabtira when the Kyoryujin has been formed. Now, you do need the battery outside of the combination, and this can be done a couple different ways. You can turn off the Kyoryujin and swap out the batteries, or you can just simply dummy up the batteries inside of the mechas. And I went with the first one. I just turned them off and I swapped it out. Right now, Parasagun has Ankidon's battery, and really, if you've bought the Kyoryujin and you have Parasagun and Zaktor, you can pretty much just dummy it up from the beginning. All you have to do is have Gabtira read the battery, and then you just put a different battery in when you actually form the Kyoryujin, because of the fact that the arms don't have readers in them. It's just a button that anything that presses it will make it think that there's a battery inside. So it doesn't have to be the battery for that corresponding mecha. Really, it could be anything. So let's check out the sound effect for the attack for Parasagun. Let's turn this guy back on. And it still remembers that it's in Kyoryujin form. Although it doesn't remember that it's in Kyoryujin Western. But anyways, let's check out the special attack for Parasagun. And there you go. That's the special attack sound. And that's pretty much all that Parasagun has to offer and bring to the table to the Kyoryujin Western and the Kyoryuger toy line. So there you have it, the Kyoryujin Western, formed by Parasagun and Zaktor. Kind of a neat combination with the claw and gun combo. Like I said, Parasagun, my favorite of the two using this body type. So that's pretty much it for this review. Join me next time. I'm hoping that the next review is going to be Pterodon, if I can get one. Those have been really hard to come by. Most of the Japanese sites have been pretty much sold out. So if not, I mean, we can always check out this guy, Ankidon. Alright, thank you guys for joining me. This has been Sentai Seiya for another CollectionDX review of the Jyuden Sentai Kyoryuger line. Have a nice day, and I'll see you guys around.